This is CNN Breaking News.
We're following breaking news on the Russia investigation with new charges possibly in the works right now. Tonight, an associate of longtime Trump confidant Roger Stone says he expects to be indicted by the special counsel Robert Mueller within the next few days. This, as CNN has seen at least 8 of Mueller's prosecutors working today on this federal holiday. And another potentially important sighting, the former Trump fixer and lawyer, the now convicted felon, Michael Cohen. He's been here in Washington for most of the day as well. I'll get reaction from Democratic Congressman John Garamendi, and our correspondents and analysts are also standing by. But first, let's go to our senior justice correspondent, Evan Perez, and our justice reporter, Laura Jarrett. Evan, what is the very latest?
Well, Wolf, Jerome Corsi is one of the 9 or so associates of Roger Stone, who has come in for testimony to Robert Mueller and his investigators, as well as to the grand jury. In Jerome Corsi's case, he spent hours and hours with Mueller's investigators over the last couple of months. And today, on a live stream on YouTube, Jerome Corsi said that he expects in the next few days that he will be indicted by Mueller. Now, we don't know exactly what these charges entail, but according to him on his live tube, he said that he expects that it'll be for giving false information to the special counsel or to the grand jury. Now, take a listen to some of his comments today on his YouTube live stream.
I got served a subpoena on August 28th at my home. 2 FBI agents show up unannounced. And I did not talk to the FBI. Of course, my wife was pretty startled, and we began a series of discussions with them that have gone on for 2 months. And at the end of that 2 months, even though I did everything I could to cooperate, the entire negotiations, discussions have just blown up. And now I fully anticipate that in the next few days I will be indicted by Mueller for some form or other of giving false information to the special counsel or to one of the other grand jury, or however they want to do the indictment. But I'm going to be criminally charged. Now, the subpoena came to my home 3 days before my 72nd birthday. And this has been one of the most frightening experiences of my life.
And Wolf, at this stage, we reached out to the special counsel's office. They declined to comment. Jerome Corsi's lawyer also declined to comment. Look, there's a number of areas that they could go, from perjury to making false claims to obstruction of justice. We don't know exactly where this is going to go, but we know that obviously he's one of 9 or so associates who've gone in already. And what this tells us, Wolf, is that the special counsel is homing in on Roger Stone and his circle, and Jerome Corsi appears to be the first to fall.
Yeah, we got a graphic of all the individuals who've been called and have already appeared. You can see all of them. Roger Stone apparently has not yet been questioned by the special counsel. Investigators are looking into whether Corsi was a back channel to WikiLeaks. Potentially, how problematic is that for the Trump administration, the Trump campaign?
Look, that's a big deal, because based on the questions that they've been asking Jerome Corsi and a couple of the other witnesses, it indicates that they believe, or at least one of the theories that they're pursuing, is that Jerome Corsi or someone else was another back channel to WikiLeaks and Julian Assange to Roger Stone. And Roger Stone has previously said that Randy Credico, a New York radio host, was his channel to get information from WikiLeaks. And what this tells us, Wolf, is that the special counsel is homing in on the big task that they had, which is to answer the question of whether or not there was any collusion. Everybody inside or associated with the Trump campaign who was getting some of this information beforehand, knowing what WikiLeaks had, which was damaging information on Hillary Clinton and her campaign. So again, what this tells us is that we're getting closer to getting that answer, and that's a big deal.
You know, Laura, some legal experts have suggested this may be an effort to flip Corsi right now to get him on a perjury charge and get him to cooperate and go after some bigger fish.
It's certainly possible. I mean, the big fish here is Roger Stone. It's not Jerome Corsi. It's not Credico. It's Roger Stone. And so we'll have to wait and see whether this is something that is going to actually come to fruition and whether that's what he's really edging towards here. We just don't know yet.
The other development today, and it's curious and potentially very significant, all of a sudden, Michael Cohen, joined not by his family on this Veterans Day, but by his criminal defense attorney. They're on the train from New York to Washington. He's seen getting off at Union Station, spending hours here, and then taking a late afternoon train with his lawyer back to New York. And we also know that several of Mueller's lawyers were working today on this federal holiday. They're supposed to be off.
Yeah, you can imagine he wasn't hanging out with Guy Petrello, his criminal defense lawyer, for nothing on a federal holiday. And he wouldn't answer any questions when reporters asked him what he was doing here, what he was planning on saying to Mueller's team. He declined everything. He said he was having a nice ride. But obviously, we've been waiting for months to see exactly what he can offer, if anything, to Mueller's team. It may be the fact that he doesn't have anything that Mueller doesn't already know. We'll have to wait and see on that as well. But certainly Mueller's team, 8 prosecutors today, that's more than the normal amount. We usually see fewer than that. So clearly they're gearing up for something, we think, Wolf.
On another matter, but related, all of this is related, as you know, Democrats on the Hill, especially the new Democratic majority in the House of Representatives, they're putting a lot of pressure on the acting Attorney General, Matthew Whitaker, he took over for Jeff Sessions, to recuse himself. Is there any possibility, given where the President of the United States stands on attorneys general recusing themselves, that this will happen?
Based on our reporting, it seems like that would run completely contrary to the exact purpose of putting him in to oversee the Russia probe if he was then to recuse from the Russia probe. So I think on its face, it doesn't make much sense, Wolf, but I'm told tonight from the Justice Department that he is going to go through the ethics review. He's going to do anything that he needs to do as warranted, a little bit of a caveat there. So we don't have any indication, at least so far, that he's actually taken those steps, but he says that he will recuse, he will go through the process as necessary.
If he does recuse himself, I won't expect him to be on the job as acting Attorney General for very long. All right, guys, thank you very much.